This is so weird. They never let Michael and I sit next to one another. Guess which one of us was a professional football player?
Yeah, I just
take a wild guess.
Put my seat down. It's a little harder to tell now.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Anyway, let's get to the big board. Jeremy Parsons from People.com is here to talk about summer blockbusters. Jeremy, we're going to talk to you in a minute. We want to start here with a new warning about ticks. Scientists say this could be one of the worst years yet for a big jump in the tick population, potentially spelling trouble as we head outdoors. Dr. Karen Latimer joins us. So why are they saying that this is going to be such a bad year? Yeah, it's going to be a banner year, the worst ever. They're saying two main reasons. One, we've had this mild winter in the Northeast, which has been great for us, but it's allowed the ticks to really flourish. So it just didn't kill them off, yeah. You know, and it just allowed them to grow. The warmer weather just allowed their life cycle to continue. And the other reason is, while we always think of them as attaching to deer, they actually love the white-footed mouse. So the white-footed mouse population has grown a lot. So we have more hosts for the ticks, and now we have more ticks to worry about for, disease that they carry.
Ticks, mice, two things I'm not fond of.
Happy Monday.
but there are concerns about a newer, potentially deadly virus. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's been getting a lot of press, mostly because of the uptick, no pun intended, in the tick population. Powassan, which is actually a virus, not a bacteria like Lyme, which makes it very difficult to treat. Good news and bad news. Bad news, like I said, very hard to treat, very serious. Can create long-term neurologic deficits and often can be fatal in about 10% of cases, which is terrible. The good news is that it's very, very rare. Only 75 cases in the last 10 years. So while we have to be aware of it, and it's a great reason, another great reason to check for ticks, we shouldn't really be panicking about it. You talk about checking for ticks. What can we do to protect ourselves? Obviously, checking is a huge issue. Well, you hear so many things, right? Stay indoors, don't go in wooded areas, tuck your pants into your socks, and truthfully, nobody's going to do this, right? It's summer, we want to get outside, and nobody wants to look like that. So one of the best things you can do, use insect repellent that has at least 20% DEET and focus on your lower extremities. We have a tendency to do this because of the bugs that are flying around are bothering us, but you want to focus on the ground because the ticks cannot fly and they can't jump, so they crawl up your legs. So you want to protect yourself at the ground level. And also, after you do that, another thing that nobody is ever going to want to do, because you come in from a great long day, you have to check yourself for ticks. You have to do a really good check, but not only yourself, you have to look at your kids and you have to look at your pets. And you have to look in hard to see areas like the groin, the armpits, and the scalp, because that's what they love. Yep, time kids want to get outside, and like you said, I golf. I'm always in the bushes looking for my ball. So. You need to look, and they're small. You need to look well. He actually golfs with his pants tucked into his socks. He can pull that off. That's a good look. You see my look. Thank you for shouting me out there, Dan. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And we're going to go now to the summer's big blockbuster movie, the new Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, topping the box office this weekend. Kicking off the season, now studios are hoping films like War for the Planet of the Apes, well, that they'll have a big payoff as well. Let's take a look at a clip of the War of the Planet of the Apes.
All of human history has led to this moment. The irony is we created you. Nature has been punishing us ever since. Seems like a mellow movie.
Yeah. And Jeremy, you're here to talk about this, and I got to say, I love this Planet of the Apes franchise. That's one of the big movies that are coming out this summer. Which ones are getting the biggest buzz?
But the ape population has always suffered from ticks. It's amazing they made the movie without a problem. They did, though. Anyway, so that's a big one, of course. I want to move on to this one, though. Wonder Woman. Lots of people are excited for this. Gal Gadot stars in it. Fans will know her from the Fast and Furious movies. She says she can't believe that this character's been around for like 76 years. We're finally getting an origin story. I think we all agree she's part of the Justice League movies and everything else. We're excited for that one for sure. Cars 3, the family franchise. Karen, I know you're excited for that too. My kids can't wait for Cars 3. Owen Wilson is back, of course. Lightning McQueen facing a new challenge, proving he's still got it. He's got what it takes. Armie Hammer also joining the voice cast there, so we're excited for that. And then The Mummy. Tom Cruise reboots the franchise. Tom Cruise is taking the reins. The trailer kind of makes it.
Brendan Fraser.
It was back in the day. It's a new day, Dan. Tom Cruise makes it look like, at least in the trailer, that that it's like a mashup of Mission Impossible and sort of the Mummy franchise. This ancient princess has come into life, and she is wreaking havoc, as you can expect.
Okay, so those are all sort of big budget movies. Any sleepers out there we should be looking for?
So I saw a movie called Rough Night. I think it's very funny. And I don't know if this is quite a sleeper, but in terms of the franchises, pay attention to this one. It's sort of a raunchy comedy. Imagine The Hangover meets like Weekend at Bernie's, that kind of thing. Scarlett Johansson, Kate McKinnon head up the female cast.
Great cast.
It's a great cast. And sort of sex, drugs, and rock and roll until, oops, they accidentally kill a stripper. And then it goes south from there.
Okay, so that took a turn I didn't expect.
But then also The Book of Henry. I want to say The Book of Henry, also one not to miss. Naomi Watts and Jacob Tremblay from Room. He's part of this. It's sort of this suburban thriller with heavy content. Something's going on with the girl next door. They're not sure what, but they devise a plan to save her. There's this sort of wholesome feeling in the midst of it, but heavy content as well.
So the total box office take so far this year has been a little slow. So you think the studios are worried about that?
So the deal is, it seems that last year there was a sort of a slump in the franchises and some of the sequels. There's a lot of sequels this summer. Pirates of the Caribbean, obviously part of that. Cars, you go down the list, the Alien movies, all kinds of Transformers, things that are on the way that fall into that category. So if the trend continues, there could be maybe a slump this year, but we're still talking major money for summer box office.
All right, let's quickly go around the horn. What is everybody excited to see this summer? Let's start with you, Doug.
Okay, I'm so pathetic, but I'm really excited to see Despicable Me 3.
Not pathetic.
Cars 3. I only go to the movies with my kids now. If I'm getting a night out with my husband, we're not going to the movies.
Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm really excited for that. They keep redoing it, and I think it's going to be
Planet of the Apes.
All right, I'm going to look forward to Magic Mike 3 with Michael Strahan.
All right, everybody.